Hi all. So today we will be solving the second problem of our interview series, that is the two sum problem, and it is a easy problem. I can say that from the interview perspective and from the interview perspective only. And apart from this, like if you are a coder and if you are solving this problem, so you can easily solve this problem. There are multiple approaches to solve this problem. And so there is a simple approach, that is brute force approach, that we can use two loops and then we can solve this problem. But apart from this, there is a simpler approach also, which I will be telling you today in this video. So basically, what this problem say that given an array of integers nums and an integer target, and return the indexes of the two numbers such that they add up to the target. So basically, we are given an nums integer array, and here we are giving one target value. So we need to find those two numbers whose value sum is equal to the target. Basically, this is the problem. And you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So basically what they are saying it that this element, suppose 2 is there, so 2 can't be duplicated. Like if you are finding, suppose in this case, like target is 9, suppose in this case the elements were of 3 3 and target was 6. So 3 was there on first time, so someone can easily say that 3 can be twice coming, and then we can sum it, and it will be equal to the target, which will be 6. So but that is not possible as per the problem solution, and this is the most asked question. I can say this, the questions which I will be covering in the interview series are the most asked questions in the interview perspective. So see here, this is the first input, that this array is given and the target is given as 9. So we are finding the sum of those two elements whose target is equals to 9. So here 2 or 7 is the those two numbers. So 2 plus 7 equals to 9, which matches the target value. So basically in this problem, in two sum problem, we need to return, as per the LeetCode, we need to return the indexes of that particular array of the elements whose target is equal to that particular elements. So similarly here 3 2 4 is there. So in this case, like 2 and 4 is target equals to 6. So 2 or 4 plus, when we do the summation, so it will target equals to 6. So the indexes will be 1 and 2. Similarly in 3 comma 3, target equals to 6. So here what I was covering, that if suppose the elements are coming duplicate time, then it can be covered. But if the element is coming a single time and we are covering it, suppose, so in that case, like 3 plus 3 we can't do it. But in this case, as 3 is coming twice, so 3 plus 3 is equals to 6, which matches the target. So in that case we are returning the indexes like 0 comma 1. So as I mentioned that there is a brute force approach, we can easily, what we can do iterate using two loops, one I loop and one j loop inside that, using the for loop. And once it matches both the target, of the summation of both the elements matches the target, then we can return the index. So that is the simpler way, but its time complexity will be of O of n square. But nowadays, what interview expect, that how we can optimize that particular code in the lower time complexity. So that is the basic thing. So in that consideration, we are using the collection today for solving this problem. So we will be using the hash map here. So we have declared one hash map. Now we will take simple one for loop for iterating the elements. Now what we will be doing, that we will be checking first, like whether this particular hash map, but basically my initial logic is that in the key perspective I am storing that particular value, and inside the value perspective, inside the hash map, I will be storing the index of that particular value through the array. So that is the main logic behind my. So let me check whether it contains the key first. So what we will be checking, we will be doing target minus nums of I. If it contains that particular key of that particular array, so in that case, for simply what we will be doing, we will be doing return new integer array, basically. and we need to just return the index. So we will be finding the index value of that particular. So we have the get method for that in hash map, and comma, we will be returning the second index. So this will be there, and or else what we can do, we can just simply add like both the key and values if it doesn't contain. So we will be adding like nums of I, comma, and its index value inside the value inside the hash map. Now if it is not like if the elements are not found anyway, then we can return simply a blank array, not blank, like we can return -1 values simply for it. So let me run for this program first, then I will explain you. See here, it is working, all the test cases are working fine as expected. Now let me submit this problem also. Yeah, so it is working, and the time complexity, you can say it is much better than what through the brute force approach. So let me explain you the problem solution, like what exactly I am doing, and as I explained the problem now. So to going to the solution, we are just declaring one hash map, an empty hash map we are declaring it, for making the time complexity of O of basically 1 here. And apart from this, like as I mentioned, we are using one loop, for loop, so that's why the time complexity of this solution will be of O of n. So it is a linear time complexity and is a good time complexity for solving this problem, we can say. And now as I mentioned, like I am just checking this particular hash map, like we are having like this particular key or not. Like we are doing what we are doing, that this target means 9 minus 2. Basically firstly it will check 9 minus 2, it will become 7. So if this hash map contains 7 anywhere in the key, so what it will doing, that it will check that particular index of that particular using the get method of the hash map, like what is the index of this. So here the index is suppose this is 1, so 1 is the index, and similarly the I will be the index, so I is 2 in this case. So this how this solution is working. So that is the easy way, you can say, and we can solve easily this approach. Like you can also try a hash set also, and it will be solved by a hash set also. And firstly you try with brute force, then you try to optimize the solution. It will be very easy to for solving this. And then simply in else condition, we are just adding the element with the key value, like with the index value in the value 1, we are just simply retaining it. So it is a most easier approach, you can say, like using the hash map. And apart from this, like suppose in the case we want to return that particular what I said, that particular like values, so what values are being equal to some target, so that can also be easier. As I mentioned, we can use the hash set also, so it can work with hash set, but as I mentioned that we need to return the index. So in hash map it is easier for to check the index value, and as it is having the key value pairs, and we are just simply getting the index value using the get method of hash map, which is not present inside the hash set. So in the interview perspective, like if interview asks that they want to return the index only they want it, so you can go with the hash map. But if they want that particular values only which are equal to target, then you can go with the hash set. Just try to explain this approach, and it is will be very easier for you to solve it. So that's all from my side. If you have any feedback, any comments or any suggestions for me, just please ping me in the comments, and please like and subscribe my channel. I will be continuing this series, making more videos on the coding part. So that's it. And this series, in this series I will be covering all the interview questions which are most being asked there. Yeah, thanks from my side, and please like and subscribe my channel.